the way these songs have been overplayed to the maximum, I just believe there are a few songs that need to be retired from these parties that I don't want to hear these at parties anymore. And it's just something about when I hear that song at a party, it just triggers something in me. I don't know. It just irritates me so bad because out of all the songs, this is a song you guys want to keep playing over and over and over again. I just need some DJs to do their findings. And by do your findings, I mean just dig deeper into African music. What's up, everybody? It's Ngazi, and I'm back with another episode of AFRO Archives, a music podcast where we pull from pivotal and fan favorite moments in African music history. Today's episode is actually a solo episode, so it's just me. And I feel like people don't talk about this enough, but it's actually very hard to talk to yourself, especially I'm still new into being a podcaster, but I prefer being able to have someone else to talk to and just to go off of their energy as well. So please bear with me, give me grace as I yap to myself or to you guys more so. There's a few topics that I have for today's episode. And to start off, I want to talk about Rema's concert in MSG, Madison Square Garden. And it's funny because in the first episode of Afro Archives, me and Elsie, we talked about how I've never seen Rema live and I've always wanted to see him. And little did I know that I was actually going to for the HEIS World Tour. And I got to see him, as I mentioned, in Madison Square Garden in New York City. And I'm glad that I went to this show because, as we know, that was one of the best albums of 2024, not even just in Afrobeats, but music, period. And I was so excited to get to see some of my favorite songs performed live. So now getting into the details of the show and my review of the show. Well, first of all, actually, I want to talk about my outfit or show my outfit in this video. And I just kept it simple. I kept it cute, just a black jumpsuit. You can never go wrong with black. So that was my little fit, as y'all can see here in the video. All right, now getting into the show. So of course, before Rema came on stage, there were people that came before him. There was Any Cash, so he was actually the host of the show. And then there were a few upcoming performers that each performed one song. And then there were DJs, and they had their sets. It was maybe around like 15 minutes each or so. But yeah, so they helped to warm up the crowd and everything. And then I think Rema, he came out, it was like around like 9:30, 9:40. It wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't late. And honestly, most artists, their shows or the sets that they do, they're for like an hour and a half anyway. So I definitely wasn't expecting, because the show started at 8. I wasn't expecting him to come at 8:39. Like, that's not realistic. But him coming out at 9:30, 9:40, honestly, I thought the time was perfect. But I still just made sure to get to the show early because I just didn't have time for any stories or any annoying situations. I just wanted to make sure I'm in my seat and no one would be in my seat when I got there. You know what I mean? Because I've had that experience before where I'll go to a concert, I'll pull up a little late, and then there's people in my seat, and then you have to tell them, show them like this is my seat number here. It just That's actually crazy to me that people will really steal someone's seats and just think, oh, they're not coming. But anyways, that's besides the point. So yeah, he started around like 9:30, 9:40, like I said. And then I want to talk about my favorite moments from his set list. Number one, of course, Azaman. That is my number one. That was my song of 2024. And the energy when he performed Azaman it was just crazy. I'll put a clip in this video of when he performed that. And then number two in my top three moments from the show, definitely when he performed his older songs like Bounce and Woman and Do Maybe, of course. That was my favorite part. Like, the energy was just so fun. It just felt like a party and just good times, a bit of nostalgia of just his older songs and, the real fans showing love for his older music. And yeah, it was just a great time. And then my third favorite moment was when he did Favorite Girl, his verse on Favorite Girl. That's one of my favorite verses from Rema. And again, just a fun time. Because Rema just knows how to not only put on a show, but just really cater to the ladies and make them feel good. And just everyone's just dancing and vibing. So those are my top three moments from the Rema show and MSG. And then another special moment was when Rema he brought out Don Jazzy on stage. Everyone was going crazy and excited because yeah, it's just Don Jazzy. He really supported Rema early on, of course, signing him, everything like that. But not only signing him, but actually being along with him in this journey and just always supporting him and showing love and producing some of his music. So it's just beautiful to see that full circle moment of him bringing Don Jazzy on stage and giving him his flowers and just thanking him for all that he's done for helping his career. The only thing I wish Don Jazzy could have just gave us one song, just one song, but we didn't get any performance from him. But again, it was still a sweet moment, and I'll probably insert a clip from that in the video too.
I love you so much from the bottom of my heart. With You know, I want to give you your flowers right in front of this many people. You've worked so hard, not just for your artist, but for the game. There's so many things you've done for the game that you don't talk about, people don't talk about. You've changed so many lives. I just want to say I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart. I love you so much. I love you so much. Make some noise for that.
Okay, so I've talked about the good, but now what I'm gonna say is not bad, but it's something where I wish things were different. Um, because Rema he brought out Cash Cobain and Bass Swag. And I get it. We're in New York. These are New York artists, showing love to the city and everything. But I just feel if I'm at an African concert, I would prefer to see African artists because I don't know. It's the same thing that Davido did too for his MSG show. I was there for that show too. Like he brought out Cash Cobain and Bait Swag. Like I said, I get it. We're in New York, but still. And then Davido he brought out Fabulous, but what I appreciated with Davido, he still brought out African artists like Young John. He brought out Tenny. He brought out who else did he bring? He brought out Fave. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but yeah, I still brought out African artists. But yeah, in my opinion, this is just my personal opinion. I didn't feel like Cash Cobain and Bass Swag that they fit Rema's set list. Like they fit his music. It wasn't gelling for me. But that was the only, I guess, quote unquote downside of the concert. It wasn't a super big deal, but I was, I don't know. Anytime I'm in New York, I just sometimes expect that for big artists to come out. I don't know. That's just my expectation. We're in Madison Square Garden, one of the most popular venues, a big historic venue, but I just expect bigger. And that's the thing too. But I get it because I guess it's way easier for African artists to come to the UK, right? The whole visa situation. So that's why, because I think what was it, Rema's O2 show where he brought out Maven, he brought out Ira, he brought out who else did he bring? Magic's Crown, all of them, all the Maven artists, he brought them out. And then yeah, it was just or also when I think of Wizkid when he did his show in London, bringing out Burner Boy. It's just, I think he also brought out Tiwa Savage too. I could be mistaken shows, but I just know in the UK they bring out the big hitters, they bring out the big artists. So I would just wish that, dang, like in the US, get some special guests too. That's just how I feel. Overall, I really enjoyed myself. Getting to see Rema. Rema is an amazing performer, amazing entertainer. He's just the type, he doesn't half-ass anything. He puts 110% into his shows, and I can just tell he's really dedicated to his craft. He doesn't play around with his live performances. I think, where was it? I forget what festival it was, but I remember there was some mic issues, or even just some of his concerts in general. There have been some mic issues, and he's just like, I'm not performing, or he's just not with it. Like he doesn't play around with his shows. I really appreciate that, especially him being a young artist. Just really tapping into how the OGs are when it comes to their shows, and just giving fans what they pay to see. just giving that energy. His energy, I don't know how he has all that energy and to be doing that for but 20 shows for a tour. Like, I don't know how he does that, but he's amazing. But also, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do wish that I saw him for one of his shows when he was at smaller venues. I don't know, it's just me liking I just like intimate settings when it comes to concerts or intimate venues more so because I feel more connected to the artist and just I don't know, the vibe is just different in my opinion, especially because in big venues, if you're far back, you can't really see anything and I feel after this concert, it just confirmed for me that if I'm gonna go to a concert in a big venue, I have to be in a closer seat, whether that's floor or just closer in the 100 sections. I don't know. I just need to really see the artist. So I remember I saw Beyonce for the Renaissance tour, and of course, it was in a stadium, and I love the fact that I get to see Beyonce live. That was my first time seeing her live, but I was also just feeling like this doesn't feel real. So I just know me myself. I prefer smaller venues, but again, I've just come to the conclusion that I need to just spend more money and get closer to the artist if they're going to be in a big venue. But yeah, that concert, it was in May, and currently I don't have any concerts in my summer lineup, but that could possibly change. What I do know, I have my eyes on a few African music festivals. One of them is Afro Future in Detroit, and I know the two headliners are Ashake and Davido. They're also gonna have King Promise. They're gonna have Flavor. They're gonna have Kiddy. They're gonna have Fave, Lil J. They're gonna have Jules. Like I would love to see Jules live. Like just to see one of his sets live. That would be so cool. But yeah, I feel like they have a solid lineup, and I've been to Detroit before, and I really enjoyed myself there. I've only been once, but like I've said to my friends and everybody, I'm like, I would love to go to Detroit again. So that could be a potential little trip, a little vacay for the festival. Another festival I'm interested is in Afro Plus Fest. It's going to be in DC. And for those who don't know, I'm from Maryland. So I would love to go back to the DMV for that one. They're going to have it at the RFK Stadium. And for that lineup, they have Ashake, they have Uncle Waffles, Wande Cole, Shatta Wale, Gabsy, DJ Tunes. Who else do they have? Shansia. But yeah, I feel like those two festivals that they should be a good time. They should definitely be a vibe. And I don't know, I would love to potentially partner or collab with one of them. I mean, Afro this, Afro that. I'm also Afro. I'm Afro Archives. Let's work together. But yeah, so hopefully I get to go to at least one of them for sure. All right, so now I want to get into my next topic. So it's June, which means that summer is approaching, which means that summer parties are on the way, right? And there's a PSA that I've been holding in for a long time. And I think that now is just a perfect time for me to express myself and to share it. And it's related to parties and specifically the African music that is played at parties, right? And and there's no disrespect to the artists who are behind these songs. It's more so I'm just the way these songs have been overplayed to the maximum. I just believe there are a few songs that need to be retired from these parties that I don't want to hear these at parties anymore. And the number one song at the top of my list is Joanna. Like that song has been that song has been overplayed since I was in college. And I'm not gonna reveal my age, but just know I haven't been in college in a long time. And it's just something about when I hear that song at a party, it just triggers something in me. I don't know, it just irritates me so bad because out of all the songs, this is a song you guys want to keep playing over and over and over again. And I get it. As a DJ, you want to appeal to the masses, right? And that's a mainstream African song. But I just believe we've gotten to a point where it's truly enough. It's enough. We don't need to hear this song anymore. There's other songs that you can play for us, other African hits that you can play for us. But yeah, again, this is no disrespect. It's just more so I just need some DJs to do their findings. And by do your findings, I mean just dig deeper into African music. Don't just go at the surface level or what's popular or what's expected. Let's just dig a little deeper. But that's number one on my list. And then next on my list is actually a double combo. It's If and Fall. I'm tired of hearing those songs. If you give me Dami Duro, I'll take that one. If you give me IA, I'll take that one. I'll even take Risky. But If and Fall, I don't think we need to play those songs anymore. Like it's truly enough. I feel like those songs have been rinsed, and then they'll be doing it back to back, and it's just enough for those two songs for me personally. Other double combo is Ye and Last Last by Burna Boy. Again, songs that have just been overplayed to the max. Is when I hear it, because those I used to love those songs so much, but now when I hear it, I just get irritated because I guess also it depends on the party, right? So if you're more so at a party that has more so Americans and they're playing mainly hip hop and R&B and things of that nature, then they'll come with a sprinkle of Afrobeats. So these songs that I'm mentioning are the sprinkle that they give us, right? So I guess for me, I'm starting to get irritated by hearing these same songs. I get it. You're trying to give everybody what they want, right? What they want to hear. But if you're gonna do it, then just put a little more effort instead of the songs that are always played. That's just my thing. Just put a little more effort if you're trying to give everybody what they want to hear, right? Don't just come and play the same five songs. That's just my personal opinion. And I have more songs on my list, but I think to round it out, I would say another song that we can retire is Peru. Like we've heard it enough. It's tired. I feel artists such as Burna Boy, Davido, they have so many hits that you can pull from instead of you playing these same two songs. So to me is I mean, call it spade a spade. Is lazy. Is lazy when you just play the same few songs that are always played. Like you're not even trying to be different. If you're like, oh, okay, they want Afro beats here. I'll just throw this at them. Like take it and leave it type of thing. That's how it feels. Like it just feels like here, there's your Afro beats. Now back to what we want to play. That's just how it feels to me. But of course, when you're at Afro beats parties, then it's gonna be more versatile. It's not gonna be the same few songs. I just want to hear more underrated African classics. I want to hear more deep cuts. You know what I actually want to hear too more of? I want to hear more francophone music. Like I want to hear Ayana Kamara. I want to hear Teki. I want to hear Daju. I would love to hear that too. I don't know. I just want for DJs to not. This is not all, so I'm not trying to generalize everybody, but I would just hope for more DJs to focus more on creating an experience and creating a vibe rather than just playing what is expected or just playing it safe. You get what I mean? Because something I love at parties is when I have to pull out Shazam because I'm like, oh, what song is this? It sounds good. And the thing is, right? I don't know the song, but I'm still dancing. I'm still enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself so much. I'm pulling out my phone to Shazam the song. And I think maybe sometimes DJs miss that. They just think, oh, focus on what's popular and focus on what people for sure will dance to. But you never know about what will happen when you pull out like a deep cut song and like if it's a vibe, it's a vibe. That's just what it is. It doesn't always have to be what's in the mainstream, what's being played on the radio and everything like that. So that's just my 2 cents. I don't know. Okay, so now that I've talked about summer parties, now I want to talk about summer songs 2025. And it's still early. Summer technically hasn't started yet. As I'm recording this, summer technically hasn't started yet, but it's June. And so of course there's not as many contenders yet as I would like or as I would hope. But I do have a few summer song contenders. You guys should already know what's number one on my list. Of course, without a doubt, With You by Davido and Omale. Like there's no competition at the moment with that song. And I know that once they release a music video, the song will blow even more. But yeah, I haven't gotten tired of that song yet at all. There's just something about that beat and then the music chemistry between Davido and Omale. I would love to hear more music from them. I feel like they just gel really well. The only thing about that song, I still have to brush up on the lyrics. I need to get on my Zoom and just really learn those lyrics. I would say another contender is Darko's Like That. I don't know. She just makes such feel good music. I actually want to just give her flowers real quickly because I've been a fan since Gangsta, and she just makes fun, super catchy music and music that's nostalgic, but it doesn't feel stale. It doesn't feel outdated, and especially she makes music for women and for women to enjoy themselves. So I really enjoy her music, honestly. And on June 20th, I know that she's releasing a project called Sexy Girl Summer Volume 1. So I'm excited for that. Like, I feel like she's really just gonna set the vibe for the summer. And like I said, like even looking at the title of the project, she really just caters to women and what we want to hear. So I'm excited for that project. Another song that people have been loving is Odil's London Summers, and it's definitely a feel good vibe. But for me personally, a song that I actually want to run back is Onome, and that was on his Sunday at Zuri's EP, and that was released last summer. I feel like actually let's just run back the whole EP because So it got a lot of love, for sure. But I think Onome, that's also another great song, and I wish he released a music video for that. I feel like that could have helped the song be bigger. But I mean, it's never too late. If he wants to release the music video now, he can still do that. And then another summer song, of course, is Jealousy, which was produced by Tyler ICU and Sika RSA. You know, I actually just learned not too long ago that song was released in 2023. I didn't realize how long ago that it was released, but I feel like for sure that's going to be in the rotation for this summer. But yeah, as I said, of course, it's still very early in the summer, so I'm sure that some people will come with some bangers, and I'm especially putting hope in African women to show up for us. I'm hoping to hear from Tyla, Ira, Tiwa, Fave, everybody. I'm sure that some of them will come and give us what we need for the summer. But yeah, so those are all the topics that I wanted to talk about for today's episode. And definitely let me know in the comments below of what are some African songs that you feel are overplayed and need to be retired at parties, or what are some summer song contenders for you for 2025? And also, if you've seen Rema for his He Is World Tour, let me know what location that you were at and what you thought of the show. Yeah, just definitely comment below. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching another episode of AFRO Archives. Bye.